Hello everyone, happy Tuesday, and welcome to another Tuesday Tea and Tarot talk. Except, it's none of the above. It's not Tuesday. I'm not going to be using tarot, I'm going to be using a Sacred Spirit reading card deck. I'm not drinking tea. I have my tiny little taza de café. I guess it's one of the above, because I will be talking. But it's been a while since I've done a Tuesday Tea and Tarot talk, so I thought I would sit down and do one. So that's what we're going to be doing today. I don't really have a topic or a focus. So we're just going to see which cards come out, and we'll play it by ear. I really love the way these cards look, especially the back. It's a very interesting image. It's a very calming scene. Like, when I look at this, I kind of feel like, everything's okay. I think I want my angle a little bit. Oh, sorry. Okay, whatever. When I see the back of the card, I feel very calm and like it's all going to be okay. But sometimes the content of the cards is very opposite to that, which is interesting. Maybe that was intentional. Maybe they wanted, the external reminder on every card to be like, no matter what comes up in the cards, things will be okay. Even if what you have to grapple with, is difficult. So let's see which cards come out, if any. Okay. I've got 3 cards, so we'll do that. I made a mess of these cards, though. Okay, so I think last time I used this deck, this card came out. And it's the first card of the deck. It is Align Your Universe, Navigate Distractions. And it's interesting, on the person here, there's a lot going on in this card. So let's just break it down a little bit. So there's this figure here, and then we sort of see this like shadow figure behind them, which is interesting. It's called Navigate Distractions. And it's showing us all the different, distractions. There's a butterfly, there's a flower, there's this woman in the corner. What's she doing there? But one of the things that stands out to me about this card is this third eye, and how there's like kind of this like energy, like this sort of like energy being drawn into there. And I think that's like the message is focus. I guess focus is the message of the card, to align ourselves in our worlds. We can't, spread our focus too thin. We have to reel things in and, figure out what is a distraction, what isn't a distraction. And I love that it's the third eye here. Because in a video I haven't made yet, I want to talk about the planets as the 7 chakras. And so I think of the moon as the third eye. And I think it's interesting because the moon is a spotlight, is a light, a luminary in astrology. but it's the smaller light, the internal light. It's the singular as opposed to the many. Like I say that the sun is the spirit that connects us all, whereas the moon is the soul. And so, yeah, the moon being here in the third eye is like focusing on one thing at a time. And it makes sense because, the moon cycle is a month long. So, if you just spend 1 month trying to fix one, or maybe not fix, but trying to deal with one thing in life, I think that's better than, trying to always tackle all the things at once. I mean, everyone's different, but maybe if you're struggling with trying to fix so many different things, maybe not fix, sorry, this is interesting language I'm using here. Handle, manage, try focusing on one thing at a time. Give yourself a month to really hone in on one area of life that you want to see an improvement in. Excuse me. I love espresso. Okay. Next we got Lead the Way. Light Your Own Path. And so this is an interesting card. I honestly think these cards go together. These are from the same universe in my mind. And I think it's true because this is obviously an important card to the deck, because it's the front page. It's the book. And it's the number 23, and 2 plus 3 is 5. And 5 is like the turning point, the center, the point of inflection, right? And this card to me is very powerful because this deer is looking straight at you. And it's almost like requiring you to be in control. And that's the scary thing about life. There is a lot of things outside of our control, always. But we're in control of how we navigate those things. And at the end of the day, it's really up to you. You have to lead the way. You have to create your own destiny. And that's daunting. I think this this image amidst that sort of weight of that responsibility. Like, who are you looking to? Why are you looking to someone else? You're in control here. Light your own path. I want to turn to the book for this card. To find the affirmation, which is, I choose my own way forward. I am a guiding light. Oh, and then the extended affirmation or quote here is, listen to yourself, light to your own path. So I think we're I guess the focus today is, it's definitely a moon influence. Another big association with the moon is intuition, and that is listening to yourself and listening to not just your mind, but your body, your experience, the things that maybe aren't so logical, maybe the things that don't make sense, but you have a feeling. Trust those things. I think of the moon as like something that brings about revelations. It reveals things, especially like the moon lights up the dark, so it reveals something that's been hiding in the dark or something that's been hidden. And that's a a big part of life is trying to understand maybe the things we've been suppressing or hiding or avoiding. I love avoiding. So trust that, your experience is your experience, and you probably know what's best. So do it. Okay. Our last card, and I will show all three cards together because I think it's interesting. Our last card is Sacred Divinity. There are two paths ahead. And I kind of just want to point out what I'm seeing now about the three cards together is sort of these are big cards. It's hard to put them all up at once. Okay, here are these two. And here's the third. Okay, so as you can see, in the first one, we've got a lot of yellow. It's kind of like a mix. We've got a lot of yellow, a lot of blues. And then this one here, it's a lot of blues, greens, purples. But then at the last card, we're back to this like yellow-orange color scheme. We've got our warm tones, our cool tones, and then we're back to the warm tones. I think that's interesting. It's sort of like the external, the ends of the spread show the outward, brighter things, whereas the center of the spread is that darker moment. I'm going to look to the book for this card as well. Not sure what it's saying to me. Okay. It says, I've skipped the first two paragraphs because I didn't feel like reading them right now. Currently, distortion of the divine feminine and masculine has occurred within you. You may be feeling highly analytical or overly emotional. Now is the time to address this issue, as you are weighed down with imbalanced energies. You may feel emotionally disconnected from either the masculine or feminine side. Right now, you're being asked to honor the sacred divinity that exists within you. Expressing the divine traits of creativity, expression, gentleness, confidence, and strength is what is required now. Feel the beauty and love that is uniquely you and honor it. Give yourself a special gift to remind you of this inner joy and how much you care about your divine self and well-being. Connecting and creating a stronger sisterhood or brotherhood is fantastic, but you must remember you radiate with energetic duality. If you find yourself ignoring or judging this side of you, ask yourself what you are hiding. Identify these qualities without judgment and work on healing or balancing these aspects. And the affirmation is, I honor and respect the sacred divinity that pulses through me. That's interesting. Why do we repress ourselves sometimes? I mean, I know why. There's a lot of reasons. There's a lot of, especially societal reasons, that we, choose not to express certain parts of ourselves that we know to be true or feel right. How can we mitigate that? Because obviously we can't turn off society. We can't turn off, those prejudices, those biases, the pressure to, present ourselves in certain ways. We can't just pretend it doesn't exist, because it does. I guess, I don't know. It's hard to not care, about what the world thinks. But obviously, it doesn't really matter. It does, because, the world affects how we are able to, live our lives. But I guess we have to not internalize it. We can accept that it exists, but just because it exists in the world, some prejudice, some bias, some pressure, doesn't mean we have to accept it as the truth of what's right and what's wrong. And we don't have to then adjust ourselves or adjust our own opinions of ourselves and the world. So I guess this was a pretty lunar focused episode. What you feel in your soul, it's never wrong. So listen to it, trust it, and accept, it. I'm not saying we can do no wrong in this world, but, that inner feeling of who you are is here to tell you something. And I think to, find a little joy in every day, we ought to embody it more. So that's my message for this week. I hope you enjoyed, and have a wonderful rest of your life.